You're watching.
You are watching.
You're watching.
You're watching.
You're watching.
Student Lounge.
Student Lounge.
Student Lounge.
You're watching Student Lounge.
You are watching Student Lounge.
Wow. All right.
Hey, welcome to Student Lounge. We're just waiting on Andy.
Andy!
Hey, Andy!
Hey!
What's
up?
going on?
Andy.
What's the bread for?
Hey, well, funny you should ask, Ashley. This is a loaf of bread from a local bakery here in town, which actually I work at. And the reason why I'm holding this bread is because this past weekend, I actually got to go visit one of my buddies who's an artist as well as a baker. And what I did was interview him on the whole art community here in Chattanooga and the correlations between, the artists as well as there's artists who work at the bakery, because it's an
cool.
artisan bakery, kind of cool.
That is
So
cool.
yeah, so I got the bread here with me.
You gonna share any?
Yeah, I'll definitely pass it around. It's pretty good.
You're just holding it there.
Yeah,
like
well, I like my bread.
you're gonna eat it all yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
What kind of bread is it, Andy?
It's a European country loaf. It's a really
Okay.
good, hearty, whole wheat bread. So, but if you guys don't mind, this past weekend I shot some footage and did the interview
Okay.
with this buddy. His named Alex. So we can take a look at the segment here and see what you guys think.
Awesome. Let's check it
Yeah.
out.
Roll that beautiful bread footage.
You know it, man.
Getting kind of
Baking bread, painting a portrait, or creating a sculpture. You don't often read these things in the same sentence, but if you visit a local breadworks, you will find that it has all of these in common. Artists working in an artisan bakery. What would be the correlations for this? I was able to talk with Alec Waller, a local artist and baker, and ask him his thoughts about the renewal and revival effort on the south side of Chattanooga. He shared his thoughts and feelings about the art community here in the city and what's keeping all of this going and keeping it flourishing.
I would say that the art community here in Chattanooga is vibrant. For me, it's been a real great place to be. I feel like the city has really come behind the arts, and young artists especially. There's a lot of grants from not only the city but also like private foundations like the Lyndhurst Foundation. And then they've got programs like Create Here, which gives like young artists the tools they need in order to make a career out of their passion. I know for me, art has always been a big part of my life. I think I was probably 3 years old when I first picked up a pad of paper and a pencil. And ever since then, I've been creating. Yeah, I've really found a good fit in Chattanooga. It takes work, but one of the best things about Chattanooga is just the number of artists who live here and are well established. And I've had the opportunity to work with a sculptor who is very similar in terms of his passions and his style. I'm kind of a mentor in my life, and I'm actually, this studio space that I'm using is his. But I'd say this community is probably one of the best in the region for the arts, visual, musical, culinary, but especially the visual arts.
I also talked with Alec about why the artists work in the bakery, and he gave his thoughts about why it possibly attracts more artists to work there. When I asked if it was the flexible work hours, the great work environment, the laid-back schedule, he said,
I think so, yeah. I mean, there's definitely the schedule aspect of it, which is great. Getting in there at the crack of dawn and then having the afternoon free is very nice. Still being able to get about 40 hours a week, I mean, that's great. I think also just the spirit behind that business is particularly encouraging for artists. John Sweet himself is what I would call an artisan or an artist, and that bakery is run with emphasis not solely on the business side of it, but also on the creative part. I mean, it's an artisan bakery, so I've been able to use the same skill set that I learned being a sculptor in the way I handle the bread. It's very much a hands-on process. So yeah, I think that attracts artists. Just the fact that you're creating, you're in the process of creating. So it's been great, and just the people. I think because there's already a few artists there, it just attracts more artists, you know. So.
He showed me around the studio and let me see some of his previous works that he had created. Also, he gave some words of encouragement to young and up-and-coming art students who plan on making a career in art.
This is an example right here of what my specialty is, what I've been trained in, and also what Cessna has done a lot of. And this is a portrait bust done from a live model who comes in and sits for you. Everything is done with the model. This is one of my favorite pieces until it went into the kiln, where it exploded and she lost her face. But that was a study I did in college. Another fragment. But, yeah, that's another thing. Art has its fair share of disappointment. You spend hours on a piece and then can lose it like that. So.
To see more projects that are going on the Southside Renewal effort of Chattanooga, you can go to createhere.org for more information.
Andy, that's so cool.
Yeah,
That was awesome. You did a
Thanks,
good
guys.
job.
How did you find out about that?
Just through working there, I got to know the fellow coworkers and realized or found out that like there's 4 or 5 artists in the bakery. And I started talking to them and kind of getting to know them better, and then that's how.
Did you know that before you started working there?
No idea. I was just like, oh, it's a bakery. I didn't know there was artists there at all, so it's kind of cool.
Have you ever did any like big things like he was on the Scarecrow? Have you ever did anything like that?
Have I?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I have no artistic skills whatsoever. So.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I also went and visited a privately owned business here in town,
Very cool.
and I was lucky enough to find the best barbecue in all of Chattanooga.
No way.
Wow.
We're going to check it out after this break.
Okay.
The sun
Dun, dun,
is
dun,
up in the
dun.
sky, and it gives us light. But it can also hurt us. The sun can even kill us. But if you protect yourself from the sun by wearing sunscreen, you can take down the sun. For more information, contact the American Cancer Society at 1-800-ACS-2345.